Watkins also crossed him, which was interesting because Watkins crossed Guillermo as well as Troy and the husband. And Watkins kept saying over and over again, it happened in a car, right? It happened in a car, right? And he kept, to everybody else, we knew where he was going with this. Do you think that made that big of a deal, that the location of where it happened? That Guillermo thought it happened in a car.
Right. Well, we do know from what she testified to that there's a car involved, and we know that photo is in the car.
Yes.
So how does anything get lost in translation? Does her recollection change? Does his recollection of what she told him change? I don't know where the inconsistency lies, but to me, it's not a huge deal because there was a car. She did get into the car with him. There's an actual photograph of them together in the car, so we know a car was somehow involved in that night.
Can we bring in our friend Brian Claypool to see if he agrees with you, Vinny?
He better.
Is Brian still? Ah, there he is. Okay, BC, how do you feel about what VP is saying? Do you agree that overall this has been a good day for the prosecution and the little inconsistencies, like, let me give you another one. Brandon Guillermo, boyfriend, said that Jane Doe number 4 did not say this involved multiple guys.
Well, I got bad news for Vinny. I disagree with him on this one. I mean, the testimony about it happening in a car. I mean, Watkins, did you hear him? He asked that 3 times in a row. She said it happened in a vehicle, right? It happened in a vehicle, right? I mean, that's a monster piece of evidence that gravitates toward the defense. And my argument is, why is the prosecution bringing in a witness like Guillermo? I thought he was very kind of meek, didn't seem like it was important to him. He's talking about a vehicle. Why, after Jane Doe 4 testifies, I think in a very profound manner, do you bring in a weak witness like that can't even give you the location of where it happened? I thought that was devastating.
Do you think it was
for the prosecution? That was. Yeah, I mean, it happened in a car, he said, didn't he? I thought I was missing something.
No, well, Watkins asked over and over again.
That?
Oh, over and over again. So, Vinny, the question is, did they waste their time? Did they lose the jury at all when they brought in Guillermo?
Well, I think what they're trying to gain is the fact that she didn't just come up with this recently when Kellen Winslow was arrested. She's not jumping on the bandwagon. It's not a money grab. Okay, she's been telling a story about what happened that night for years. Now, if they just brought in her husband and no one else, it would be a problem.
Okay, what's coming up tonight in about less than 5 minutes on Closing Arguments?
Jane Doe number 1's daughter will join us live tonight for our program, so we'll interview her.
God,
we've heard from her.
This.
Yeah, we've heard from her on the witness stand, right? We've heard from the witness stand. Ted Rowland spoke to her this afternoon. We'll speak to her live tonight on the program.
Okay, excellent. And thank you to Brian Claypool. Thank you to Vinny Politan.